Hello, you guys! Isn't this pretty cute? It's a candle holder from Dollar Tree. I'm going to show you how I turn mine not into a candle holder anymore, but it is going to light up and we're going to kind of decorate it more Christmas because it is 4th of July, so we're doing Christmas in July. If you do happen to hear any fireworks or anything, it is because I'm recording on 4th of July. Just a heads up. I'm Vicky from the Purple Penguin Craft Room, and welcome in. Let's get started. These are pretty cute. I got them 2024 at Dollar Tree, and I believe they were kind of more fall section around that time. So we're just going to take that off. We don't need that anymore. They are see-through, if you can tell that they're see-through. So we're just going to take off the sticker. It does say candle holder. It's really cute though, but it looks just like a Santa bag, right? So we're going to do Santa's bag is what we're going to do with this. And I've got my own little presents that we're going to put on top that make it look like they're coming out of the bag. I also want to light up the inside, so I do have these little fairy lights. These are actually from Temu, but you can get any kind of lights, any kind of battery-powered lights will work. And we're just going to, they start flashing, but they go in. How fun is that? All right, this is kind of, all right. Just turn that off for now. So this is kind of like an orangey color. We're going to paint it red, but we're going to do like a really light coat on it just so that we can still see through it. This is the Waverly, and this color is crimson red. And I do like using chalk paint when I do glass. Otherwise, I usually go with acrylic. This actually may be a thicker coat than I want it to be, so I might have to wipe some of this off. Always have some baby wipes handy, and we're going to kind of wipe a little of this off so that we can kind of see through our project here, because I do want it to be able to see this lid up. There we go. I like that. See, now you can see through it. It works. So we've got our glass painted. It's starting to look more like Santa's bag, right? All right. So I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit more before I start doing anything else with that. So now I want to put a cover so that we can decorate the top to make it look like stuff is coming out of the bag. I've got these wood round. It is about 3 inches. It's a 3-inch wood. It's very thin. Check your wood pile section in your Hobby Lobby. So now this one sets right on top. Now, I'm okay with that, except for the fact it kind of slides around. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take some foam board. This is actually, I think, from the Dollar Tree. We're just going to trace it out, cut it out. However, I don't want it to be the same size, right? So we're just going to take it, I want to dip in probably about 1/4 of an inch. You can see that? I did about, sorry. Did about 1/4 of an inch in. And we're going to cut that out. Now I cut that out. So this is going to be a little bit smaller than this piece, right? We're not done yet. We're going to take this and trace this, and we're going to do another 1/4 inch in. And I already did that. So I've got two pieces here. They're glued together, but basically it's about 1/2 inch smaller than this all the way around. And what we're going to do is create this little tier. So you can see how it goes inward like so. And that's going to be your inside. So that way, when you have it inside, it's not going to move around or anything. It's going to stay. So we're going to glue this onto this, and then we're going to paint this. So I'm just going to take my tacky glue. If you've ever watched me before, I love my tacky glue. Go ahead and glue this on. Now I like using foam board. I'm not a huge fan of the Dollar Tree foam board because the paper that they use for the backing on it is very, I don't know. I don't like the way it's not very good. Um, you get it wet with like paint or anything like that, it warps. So that's not exactly ideal. If you want to get good quality foam board, get it from either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They have good foam board that has good paper on it. So if it does get wet or you decide to paint it or anything like that, it doesn't necessarily warp as bad as the Dollar Tree stuff. There we go. So now we got our little sandwich and it fits right on top like this. But then you look, it's not moving anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. So that way, when we put our stuff on top, it means it's not going to go anywhere. I like that. All right. Now we're probably just going to go ahead and paint this to match the that same red, just so it matches. Otherwise, I would just use acrylic. I primarily want to get the sides because the top is going to have stuff on it. So I'm not too worried about the top for the most part. My goal is to primarily get the sides. Okay, with movie magic, I guess with me wearing red, it's kind of hard to tell, but I've got my piece all painted red and it fits right on in my little piece there. Absolutely perfect. Like I said, so that's not moving once it's in there. And then you can just pop it off and pop it on. Piece of cake, right? So let's go ahead and leave it on there just so that we know. So for options, I've got some fun options. So Dollar Tree has these. Typically, I think Michael's, Joanne. I mean, all of the craft stores typically will have these around Christmas time. They're just little gifts, right? They come in different sizes, and I've seen all different sizes. Like I've even seen smaller than these. These are roughly about an inch, and this is like an inch and a half, almost 2 inches. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably about an inch and a half. So these are really fun to use. So you could definitely use these. They also come in sparkly as well. And they also have, how cute are these little drums? These are super cute too. They're like supposed to be mini ornaments. I believe the gifts are as well. I don't ever use them for little mini ornaments, but you know, people can do what you can do whatever you want with them. I have my own little gifts in different various sizes. These are 1 inch. These are 3/4 of an inch. And I made them myself. These are just little wood blocks. You can buy little wood blocks. I make my own little wood blocks. I buy the square dowels and then I cut them myself. It is a little cheaper, not by much, but it is a little cheaper to do it that way if you have the means to be able to do it. And then you get to decorate them however you want. Like I said, I've got multiple different sizes. I even use some scrap wood. This is just some scrap wood, so he's a different size. I got a couple of those. I even went as far as getting two different size dowels and cutting it so that I can make my own little drum as well. So I just kind of make mine are going to be a little more rustic wood kind of feel to it. But you can do, yeah, like I said, you can buy little wood blocks, totally fine. You don't have to do it the way I do it, but that's just me, and I have the sauce to be able to do it. So let's go ahead and start this. I've got three larger gifts. These are, like I said, these are the 1 inch. And I'm going to place them on here first, and then we'll kind of joggle around before we glue them down, just to make sure that we get everything the way we want it. Right, so we've got three 1 inch, and I'm going to kind of do it like that. I think I want this guy up here. I want another one kind of off to the side here, I think. We've got this little guy. Press it down. Gift down, gift down. And I'm here. Here. Um, what? They don't want to stay unless they're being glued, apparently. It's totally fine. I don't want them to be like perfect because this is, Santa's little gifts we got going on here coming out of the bag. All right, and then just kind of decorate however you want. So I kind of have them like that. Some other little special things I want to add. If you've ever seen these were at um, Hobby Lobby. There's the little gingerbread man and the little snowmans, if you can see those. How cute are those? These are called skewers. So they're little decorative skewers. What I like to do is I'll just take, these are wire cutters, cut them off. So you're just got this little guy here and just sand off the little base. I've already got one like that already. And then I can just add him wherever I want as well. And again, the same thing with the little gingerbread man. I also have um, some little like mini candy canes. Again, these are supposed to be like little for like miniature trees decorations. Always check out the miniature tree stuff. Those would have a ton of little things that you could put on these for sure. So we're gonna do those. Um, so let's just kind of put this off to the side for just a second. I want to finish our base real quick. I just have some black twine because Santa's got kind of the black accent thing going on with his bag, right? So we're gonna just black twine. I believe I got this at Michael's, but it was a long time ago. And then I also have these are little wood painted beads from Dollar Tree, actually. But you can use yarn. You want to use yarn. I'll show you a trick to, when your cord starts to fray out, take your glue. Don't do this with hot glue. Do this with like an Elmer's or a craft glue, um, and just twist. I'm just gonna put two. And we're gonna knot it. I don't want it to be kind of a glue thing going on here, so we're gonna cut that. So now we've got that. Now we're gonna take twine here. And I think I want to wrap it around a couple times. At least three. I think three would work good here. Then we want to tie a bow on it too. So we want to give it enough room. So I got enough room like so. And we're gonna forgive me, I'm going to turn this towards me so I can see what I'm doing because all I'm doing is tying a bow like you're tying your shoelace. So I got a big bow here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the center and I'm just going to pull it out. And that's going to make my loops a little smaller until I get my loops just the way I want them. I want them a little bit smaller. You want giant loops, right? There we go. So you can see smaller loops. All right, and then we'll just go ahead and get this. Here we go. That's super cute. If you really want that to stay really well, you can go ahead and glue it in place if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that on this one. We're just going to leave it. Okay, let's put our stack back up here. Let's start gluing. Oh, we got to take our top ones off so we can see the bottom ones here. And I also, again, just using my tacky glue. It is wood on wood. It should be fine. Um, So we got the first layer down. So I got primarily my three larger ones on the bottom there, and then some little ones kind of in between them. At this point, I'm also going to stick my little snowman in here too. I'm going to kind of plop him in here. Again, with the tacky glue. Everything is today is with tacky glue. And he looks really cute next to this little gift right here. And then I've got the gingerbread man. I'll probably put him over here on this other side. So they're not sitting right next to each other. There we go. You got him hiding out over here. I'm going to put the drum on its side so that everything's not, perfect here. So your drum is going to be on the side like that. You know what else would make really good drums? If you did spools. Little wood spools would make really good drums as well. It's basically the same concept. It's a larger piece with a smaller piece in the middle. Same thing. I'm going to stick our candy canes in here somewhere. You can also, if you don't want to use the little miniature candy canes or you can't find them, they can usually have pipe cleaner, candy cane pipe cleaner, and you can mimic your own sizes. That's kind of fun too. All right, that is super cute. Anything else you want to add? Sparkly decoration things? We are pretty much done. It just needs to dry. And I am going to kind of pull this out real quick here. That's obviously needs to dry on top. But I wanted to show you with it lit up inside what it looks like. There will be a picture at the end of the show as well. There we go. Super cute. Keep on coming back for more crafts at the Purple Penguin Craft Room. Happy crafting.